Hello, hello, Cindy here. Woohoo, guys! Aviation, celebrate National Aviation History Month. This is our fourth year with the show. Very excited. Next year, we're actually going to hit 5 years. So we have some really great stuff planned. So you definitely need to stay tuned. But watch this video and we'll be right back. Joseph, back in the studio. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me back. Before we get too far along, I just want to wish everybody, it's tomorrow, Happy Veterans Day.
Yes, definitely.
To all our vets, thank you for what you do. Without you, we're really lost. So thank you and Happy Veterans Day.
Yes, thank you for that. And we're going to have one of our Marine veterans in here shortly. So a little bit about the show. So I started the show in 2017 after writing food and travel with inspiration from Anthony Bourdain. And not everybody knows that I've met here in Southern California, but I'm originally from Northern California. I lived right outside of Travis Air Force Base, and I was probably the only 16-year-old kid who would get excited seeing a C-5 fly over. And all these years later, 4 years ago to be exact, I started Aviation on the Bucket List Coach web show. And a big shout out to Lorenzo with the F14 podcast. He's actually going to be here on the 24th. We have Leakster coming on. Everyone has seen my podcast every year. You're familiar who Leakster is. He was a Tomcat pilot and then also a green shirt. And so many great people who are going to be here the end of the month. And we have Javier Medina is going to be on. Hopefully his brother can join us on, I think that is the 30th. And they're going to talk about their time in the Navy. So some really great interviews. And especially his brother was a maintainer. And everybody knows how important the maintainers are to aviation. I talk about it on every single show. We'll talk about it here at the end of the show. So how are you, Joseph?
I'm doing really, really good.
Yeah,
let's you mentioned the maintainers. That was something my son really treasured. And whenever he talked anywhere, he would talk about without them, it was nothing because they kept his plane going and kept him in the air. So
I'm gonna pop off for about a minute or so. I'm gonna share this in some groups and go ahead and talk about CAJUN'S Aviation Dream, and I'll be right back.
So CAJUN'S Aviation Dream, my son was a Thunderbird pilot in 2018 that had the accident, passed away. So we started CAJUN'S Aviation Dream to carry on his legacy. And in carrying on his legacy, year to date, we put over 60 kids up in the air for either discovery flights or for flights of instruction. And it's been very rewarding for us because most of these kids remind us so much of our kid and the excitement that he had about aviation. And we want to try and continue to give kids across the country, not just California, but across the country, opportunities to at least experience a discovery flight and see if it's something that they want to continue with. And then they have the opportunities, again, going to our website and filling out applications with them now starting to open up again. It gives them an opportunity to get flights of instruction. Now, we don't give out a full package, so they have to go one flight at a time. So the instruction says, get your first flight of instruction, complete it, come back, put it in an application, get your second flight of instruction, complete it, come back, reapply. This way, we know that you're working for it, and it's not just something that's going to go in the bank. So it's something you have to work towards. We also have flights of instruction all year round. So anybody that's of a Gold Star family can go to our website year round and put in an application, and we will get them a flight of discovery or they can also get a flight of instruction depending on where they are in their dream. So that gives you a little bit more about CAJUN'S. And we are going to have a fundraiser here coming up in May. So May 2nd, we will be at Lucky Luke's before our fundraiser. And that's how we fund all of our applicants with their sponsorship.
So let's talk about the P's.
Well, most everybody that is successful has their own variant to the P's, but Stephen basically lived his P's. And so within the P's, you really look at the fact that you have a passion. Within that passion, it gives you purpose. That purpose now gives you some things that says, if you're personable, humble, credible, approachable, you're going to have some people recognize you. You just can't go in thinking you're going to, do it right away. So then persistence is all about the fact that you're going to find no's along the way. And within those no's, eventually you're going to get a yes. When you get that yes, you have to be right there at your best. Do everything you can to make that your best foot forward. And then as long as you do those things, you're going to prosper. You're going to get an opportunity along that trail. So that would be where CAJUN was. And again, as he was going through his process, he was backdoor to the Air Force. What that says is he got his degree first. He was a pilot first. He was an instructor pilot before he got into the Air Force. And then with all the things that he did, his passion gave him the ability to succeed within the Air Force and ultimately become one of their elite and be one of the Thunderbirds.
I want to do a big shout out to Sheik, #1 airplane, the commander. He was on my podcast a few months ago, and absolutely an amazing interview, and just got to learn all about the day in the life of a Thunderbird pilot. It's absolutely phenomenal to just hear the stories on, what they do in the demo team and, how their life is. And I mean, what an amazing aviation bucket list to be a Thunderbird pilot.
Oh, huge, huge. As a matter of fact, we just got back from seeing him. He's going to retire from the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
And so while we were there, they had their last day as Thunderbird type of festivities. And they announced the new maintainers that are going to be showline for 2026, which was really exciting to see them all get their accolades and get excited about how they followed their passion, followed their dreams, and got to be showline for 2026.
And there's a great piece with CAJUN featured in the movie that came out earlier. How many months ago was that? That was quite a few months back.
Just a couple months back. Yeah, the documentary from Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So Air Force Elite Thunderbirds. And it is a great story. It's not just with CAJUN in it, but it does highlight the 2023 team. And at the time, Astro was the #1. So he was the leader of the team, and it highlighted him and some of the things that go on within the family. It was very well done.
Is that Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah. And another amazing aviator. And I've gotten to know him a little bit through social media and Facebook as well. And it's just to hear these guys' stories, and the public affairs officer, she's absolutely amazing. And just everything that they do as a team, from the aviators to maintainers to public affairs office, just really well done.
Well, who knew? 130 people. That's what forms the Thunderbirds. And so to make that come together, you've got to, trust that everybody's doing their job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anything else you would like to cover? We got Robin Stern coming on for Marine Birthday. Anything else you'd like to cover about CAJUN'S or the U.S. Thunderbirds?
Well, right now, just kind of re-highlighting the fact that May 2nd, we're going to do our fundraiser at Lucky Luke's. It's basically from 11 to 2, kind of goes to 3-ish a little bit. It is a cornhole tournament. Within the cornhole tournament, it's because we believe in fours, it's $44 a person or $88 for a team. So the festivities will be really kind of fun. We're also going to have a face painter there. We're going to have a raffle.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then, of course, you'll be there. So that'll be kind of our way of kind of show everybody what's going on there. We'll have a food truck there. So it should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. And we're hoping to raise enough money that we can continue putting kids up in the air, giving them the chance at their dreams.
Yes, I'm actually want to promote something because I promoted it with the CEO of National Day Calendar another couple days back. And the 17th is National Take a Hike Day. Let's talk about how much Cajun lived to hike.
Oh, he was a funny guy. I mean, wherever he went, he would find a trail and blaze that trail. He loved, he loved to go hiking different places and make a day of it. Even when he was overseas, he was in Korea and they went places and we still do a fundraising part where we do have people go off on their hikes, take pictures of their hikes. And then within that picture, we will put it on our website. So as you were showing there's different hikes where Stephen had gone. We love to put that out there. So it is part of our fundraising. So if you go on a hike and you go somewhere special, whether it be the Grand Canyon or whatever, take pictures, send them to us. We'll put them up on our website. And thank you for your donations that way.
Do you know where these two pictures are taken?
The one that's off on the right that shows me and my wife in it, that was actually Puerto Rico.
Oh, very nice.
There was a trail down to a waterfall, and we had hiked that with he and his girlfriend at the time. And so that was one of the places that we had gone. The other one, I don't know where that one was. But he would go to Yosemite quite often and hike the trails over there. There's several different trails that are here close by that he used to take all the time. So that was kind of like his second passion, his first passion being flying. So
yes,
he would rather been in the air than hiking. So
let's talk about the sponsors that are here on your website and do a big shout out to them.
So Red Engine Brewing, they're really close friends. Stephen and the owner kind of grew up together. And Preston ended up becoming a firefighter. And then he opened up Red Engine Brewing. Nowood is a sponsor every year so far. They give away. So they give me 2 foursomes that we put into our raffle. Santa Paula has helped us a number of times with different things. That's where Stephen got his flying credentials. So the Aviation Museum now has his uniform, and we donated last year a simulator to them. So they have a flight simulator in the museum for the kids and adults that want to give their hand at a flight simulator. Titus Tools is another sponsor that has helped donate things to our raffle. Total Financial Solutions is another one of our donators. He's done a lot for us. He's a financial advisor, and he's done a lot to donate to our organization. So we like to refer people to him as well. As a financial advisor.
Robin Stern, Simplify.
Hello. How are
you? Hey, Robin.
Great to see you. How you doing, girl?
Doing good.
Hey, Joe. So National Day of Giving. When is the National Day of Giving?
Yeah, I'm going to look that up right now. I know we've done that.
I think the month of November is actually
Saturday, May 30th.
Oh, May 30th?
Yeah, National Day of Giving. I know we got Small Business Tuesday or something. Oh, no, wait. The National Day of Giving, Giving Tuesday, December 2nd. There you go.
Yeah, I knew it was
Tuesday is December 2nd. There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
And the day comes after the major shopping events of Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday, aiming to shift focus toward philanthropy and community support. There you go.
All right. So go ahead and talk about your time as a Marine, and then I have a tune for you.
The time as a Marine. So thank you so much, Cindy, for recognizing that 250 years ago today, a bunch of drunks got together in a bar and said, you know, these freaking British guys are pissing us off and we need to do something about it. And the great group known as today the United States Marine Corps was formed in Tun Tavern in Pennsylvania. And those boys started a movement that I guess it was sometime like July 4th, 1776. Wasn't that Independence Day?
Wow.
Less than a year later, the aggressors are out of there. Shows you what some motivated alcoholics can do when they put their minds to it. So 250 years later, here we are still defending this country and keeping the aggressors off of our soil. And I will tell you that I have an even stronger investment in it this year, Cindy, as my youngest son is now serving as a United States Marine as well. Very, very proud of him. Got all the pictures last night from the Marine Corps ball where he is looking very stellar in his dress blues with his fiance on his arm at the ball. So he is recently engaged and doing the stupid thing that many young Marines do, but you know, you can't stop them. You can only hope that they don't do more damage to others than they do to themselves. So I'm a very proud papa and very excited for what the future holds for him and the Marine Corps as the finest fighting force on the planet. So I'm looking forward because the new Defense Force 30 requirements just came out, and it looks like they're going to be ready for whatever comes our way in the next few years. We don't need to worry about it because they're going to have it taken care of, and they're covering all those bases. So thank you for recognizing that today is our 250th birthday, and we are very, very proud to serve and very, very proud to still continue to carry the name United States Marine. I'll never let it go. And I don't care how many days you served, and I don't care how your intent was. I don't care what, if you got through San Diego or Parris Island, South Carolina, and you got to hold those yellow footprints all the way to parade day graduation, then you get to call yourself a Marine forever. And that's the way it is. So from one Marine to all the rest of you out there, Semper Fidelis, thank you for your service and happy birthday 250 times over.
Most definitely.
So before you go into your story of what you did in the Corps, I want to do a big shout out to Taco. I don't know if you guys know this, but Larry Wilcox with Chips, you remember him?
Yep.
He actually was in the Marine Corps, and he's going to be on Tall Tales with Taco at 5:00 today. So
very cool.
And it's funny. I've been reaching out to Larry for like the last 6-8 months to come on my podcast and talk about bucket lists, you know, being in the, you know, the series Chips. Right. And here we go. He was in the Marine Corps. So how about that?
Yeah, you got to get on there and tell him, hey, Larry, we got to talk about it.
Well, he is at 8:00 your time. So go ahead and tell a story of what you did in Marine Corps and what that means to you.
Aviation. I was a troubleshooter. I am a troubleshooter. I've always been a troubleshooter. Don't try it with your relationships, guys. But with systems and electronics, it is a great knowledge and skill set to have. And so what I did is I went into the Marine Corps with avionics as my goal. I basically got I got such a high score on our battery of tests. They call it the ASVAB. And I got such a high score, they threw the book of jobs at me and said, what do you want to do? You can pretty much do whatever you want. So I said, well, I want to do something with electronics because it was the early 80s and, you know, electronics going to be the thing, right? That's all the upcoming rage. So I went into something with electronics where I could work on cool equipment and really make a difference. And that was for the good of the Corps. Now, you don't get to choose what you work on. They just put you where they need you. I became a Huey and Cobra helicopter avionics technician.
Wow.
And the beauty of it in 1984 was that the birds were coming from Vietnam and Korea era. So they weren't super sophisticated technology-wise yet. So we still got to do a lot of the troubleshooting. It wasn't software doing it. We were physically doing the tracing down the short circuits and finding the places where the wires were broken and doing nowadays it's mostly software driven, but back then we had to do it all manually. And so I found out real quick that I loved doing that, like figuring out what was wrong with a system drives me like a maniac, and I could fix any system and find any problem. And I would go days without eating if it required that when I was 20 years old to do that. And then that allowed me to then parlay that into a computer business that I still own to this day, that I've actually retired from, but still pays me, which is the beauty of retiring and still owning your business, folks. Let me talk to you about that. It's called Revenue University. Let's talk about Revenue University at some point. But I really enjoyed being in the Marine Corps and learning the camaraderie, learning how to navigate the relationships, which I think is missing a lot these days. People don't understand. And even my son, having gone through Parris Island 2 years ago now, and navigating the schoolhouse. He's still in school training because he's going into a Defense Department intelligence field. So a lot of training before he actually hits the fleet. But he's seeing that and then understanding what that difference of learning how to navigate people, how to navigate relationships, when it's okay to push a little harder because you know you're in the right and you know it's going to be okay, and when you have to stop and go, whoa, this is something that I can't push at all because this is going to cause great friction and problem. Right. And being diplomatic and learning those skill sets that I think is very lost these days. You know, we're also worried about offending anybody. We can't say anything or do anything. So watching that and learning that myself, I think was one of the biggest things I learned in the military, learning to appreciate every individual's skill sets and God-given talents, and then not holding them accountable for their mistakes and their errors in judgment that we all make, right? So at 60, it's easy to say that, but when I was 20, it was much more difficult. But
yeah, that was the year I graduated high school, 1984.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very grateful for my trip. I served my one term. I got out after I'm a one and done guy. I spun that into, like I said, I started a computer business. I've been an entrepreneur since then. That freedom that I got from being my own boss and then ultimately owning my own business was what drove me. I've been doing that for years. I was hustling candy at school when I was in middle school. Maybe something else in school when I was in high school. We won't talk about. And then cutting lawns. I always had a lawnmower and a gas can behind my bicycle, dragging it around town. Right? I was that guy. So now I'm enjoying the fruit of that by being able to travel and be retired early and go and show people how to do the same thing. So that's my new endeavor.
All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Marines. Woo!
Yeah, buddy, let's go. Hoorah! Semper Fi. Thank you, Cindy. You're so awesome.
Happy birthday.
Awesome. So we always close out with two questions. How do you pay it forward, for one, to make a difference? And number two, what do the maintainers mean to you? Let's go, Joe, first.
Oh, maintainers are everything. I told you before, even my son was all about the maintainers. Without them, he couldn't fly. And they still contact us and thank us for all the things he did. He was over in Japan and he was getting his maintainers flights in the F-16. He was he was always doing things for those guys based on their efforts and things and rewarding them for their hard work. While I was working with PTI, I was on that repair side of the business, and we were always repairing the hydraulics and different things for helicopters and for aircraft. So without a doubt, maintainers, kudos to them, because without them, there's a lot of problem. And so I still keep in contact, and I actually got to see Mike Meister, who was Stephen's maintainer with the Thunderbirds. So we saw him last weekend, and he's doing really well, and still quite a guy, doing quite a thing. So maintainers are awesome.
How about Pay It Forward for you?
Well, Pay It Forward is what we do with CAJUN'S Aviation Dream. So looking forward to getting kids up in the air, giving them the discovery flights, giving them chances to follow their dreams. That's what we do. And even to the point that we steer them in directions once they get through our process, where they can either go on to the Air Force, go on to whatever their dreams are. We've got a couple that are even now, what is she? She is right seat with one of the airlines. So we've got one of our people that have actually made it to an airline and is the right seat. So
very cool.
Yeah.
And being that said, right here, there is Chic, Thunderbird #1. And I sent him a mug, and also the entire team, I sent caramels for coming on the podcast. But isn't that cool? His mug and cool. A mug. Yeah.
He's amazing.
Forever grateful for that connection. Thank you.
That's super cool, Cindy.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
And Robin Stern, Pay It Forward and maintainers.
You know, Cindy, I have a lot of reasons to want to pay things forward. And I had said many years ago in the Christian walk, I'm not going to take any sides or do any stumping from a soapbox, but in the Christian walk, they say you should give away at least 10% of your income. And as a Christian for many years, I said, you know, I gotta do way more than that. So I wanted to be able to give away 90% of my income and live on 10. Because then, you know, I'd have to have a pretty good income if I was going to live on 10% of it, right? So, so I figured if I could do that, then I would be very successful. And I sought to accomplish that. And at one point, I was feeling really bummed about it. I didn't think I was doing that well, and I was like, man, I'm not really able to. I'm thinking maybe like 14% or something. You know, I'm just not moving the needle here at all. And my friend looked at me and goes, wait a minute. Now, how much did you do about this? And how much did you do about that? And what about that you did? And what about that you did? And those other things over there you did. And what about that thing you do with your nonprofit? I was like, yeah, but that's not. He goes, no. He goes, you're probably at 65 to 70% already, right? So your time is valuable, and everything you do towards that goal of serving and giving back and paying forward is part of that. And so when I started doing the math that way and figuring it that way, I was like, oh man, I'm not that bad. But here's the deal. I go out every single day like it's the very best day that I've ever had. Today is the best day that I've ever had in my life. I'm spending it with you two. I'm here on this planet, and I'm one day closer to meeting my Savior face to face and hanging out with him and getting to know him better. So to me, every day I have on this planet is the best day I've ever had. However, how I can affect the people around me who have zero ability to do anything for me is one of my greatest desires, is to positively impact the kid at the racetrack gas station who's cleaning his fingernails while he should be ringing me out. And I had to wait in line for 5 minutes. But I can bless him and say something amazing to him that's going to make him stop and go, wow. That might be the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. It might be the nicest thing any white guy ever said to him, right? So to impact the world every single day, in every possible chance I get, in every interaction that presents itself in a positive way. I was flying to see Drew in Connecticut last week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm walking across the guy who's stopping the traffic to let us walk from where the bus dropped us off into the airport, and he's making the traffic. I was like, hey, man, thanks so much for taking care of that and keeping us safe. You have an awesome day. You know, what did that do to that guy's day? To me, that's paid forward.
Oh, yeah.
I do that too, and because people are blown away. Yeah, because most people
every chance. That's
so again, paying it forward along what you're saying really comes down to being that role model for people. So it's not do as I say, it's be that person that's actually demonstrating and saying, do as I do. So
make it okay by showing you. I'll make it okay. I'll do it first. I'll get rid of the audience.
And it's funny how simple things. We taught our kids how to be the first to the door and open it for whoever's there. whether it's a woman, whether it's a man, just open the door. And the things that they would say would be, they didn't even say thank you. It's not about the thank you. It's just about the fact that the gesture was there. It was a clean gesture, and eventually they'll come around. But you made the effort first.
You don't know what you did, right?
Right.
You just know that you did, and so you're better for doing it. That's it.
It's like even when Stephen got into the Air Force, he was having some frustrations, and I looked at him and says, "You never know who's watching, so always be on your best behavior." 100%. And sure enough, that was the things that got him to his advancements, and that was the things that got him to the Thunderbirds.
Exactly.
Yes.
Beautiful. Good.
So, being that said, it is National Gratitude Month, and I just want to do another picture. So this is my friend Kelly, and she did a story on National Bucket List Day earlier this year, and I sent her a bag of popcorn with a thank you, happy National Gratitude Month, with a nice little card, kind of like how I did when Robin came on my podcast when we were talking about all the things we're doing for my book. And so that's one of the things I like to do. I mean, I like to show gratitude every day, not just during the month of November for Gratitude Month, but there's so many different ways that we could show gratitude. And
my calendar.
Oh, your calendar. There you go.
My calendar that you sent me, my National Day calendar. Today is Civic Pride Day, Forget-Me-Not Day, Marine Corps birthday, and Vanilla Cupcake Day. There you go.
Oh, how about that? Well, being that you said vanilla cupcake, so one of the things that's in my upcoming book, I have a whole chapter on how you could do things differently than, most people out there. Of course, leveraging the national holidays. Just in June, it was National Social Media Day. So I sent Robin Stern some socks that had these little social media graphics. And then that's how I celebrated him, because him and I are both into the whole social media and all that. So he got some socks with the graphics for me to celebrate him on that holiday. And National Donut Day, we have 2 donut days. There's one in June, and there's one in November. November 5th was the second one. And so, yeah, I just went on the Grubhub app, or you could go on any kind of food app and just send somebody a random gift based on a national holiday.
Why did I get donuts today? Oh, it was just.
It's too late. You'll get National Brownie Days coming up. So that's in December. So, but a big thank you for, everyone who's been a part of this journey. It's our 4th year running aviation, and next year is our 5th year, and we have some really great things planned. So definitely stay tuned. So shout out and close out.
I'm excited to be sharing with you from all over the world. My wife and I are just like this close to selling our house. When we do that, we start our nomad journey to travel all over the States and then Europe eventually. So we're looking forward to popping in and seeing you from all over the world, Cindy. I think that would be really cool to
have a good movie night.
Highlight, like, where's Waldo? Like, where's Robin? There it is.
Got a free ticket to Portugal next year. I'm going in September. So
very cool.
Excited. Get to check out Nazari, which is one of the largest waves in the world.
Go look up the Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's pretty big. Yeah.
The 100-foot wave. It's about Nazare, and that is where the largest waves in the world are. And I'm looking forward to spending a winter there and feeling the pounding of those things hitting the beach, because it's supposed to be phenomenal. It's life.
Yeah.
Wow. 100-foot waves.
Oh damn. Yeah, and it doesn't break until October, November. I'm going in September.
You know how they rate it, how they measure it? They take the picture of it, and then they take the picture of the 6-foot tall guy on the wave coming down the face of the wave, and they measure how many of him would stack up. And that's how they measure how tall the wave is. Oh, look, there it is. She's got it. I gave her that towel. That came from Nazaré, Portugal, right there.
It did. It said, bring me something back. How about that towel?
There it is. We were talking, and she said, that towel right there. So, all right.
So let's do a shout out to CAJUN'S Aviation Dream.
Yeah.
Go ahead and shout out to your socials and website.
Well, just basically, there's a lot of it going on. So thank everybody for all their contributions and for all their efforts, because it keeps us putting kids in the air. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for creating this amazing mission for your son. I mean, we're carrying on his legacy. I'm definitely carrying on his legacy. I I have Cajun stuff all over my office. I'm wearing the shirt. I'm going to get the hat. Yeah. And then in May, I'll have a booth at your upcoming event. So definitely,
You've been amazing.
It's a way for me to pay it forward to your family. So
thank you so much.
Thank you. Robin, anything you'd like to shout out? Anybody you'd like to shout out before we close?
You know what? I just want to make sure that I mention Jim Menge. You know Jim, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm writing a book about travel, and I want to see if Jim will co-author it with me, because he's, the all who wander are not lost kind of guy.
Yeah, never travel in the straight line. Yeah.
Right. So I purchased all of the Frontier Airlines benefits with getting their pass to fly anywhere they fly for almost nothing, and then got their upgrades because I got their credit card. So I'm writing a book about discount travel in retirement, and how I can fly anywhere in the country pretty much for, well, my trip to see Drew was $15.31.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I checked a bag, and I could carry on a bag, and I sat in the first row, both directions. I was in the front row 1 in the front seat, both directions. So I'm writing a book about how to make that happen and the process that goes through. But the twist in the book is just have a great time. And what we just said about the paying it forward is using any interruptions in your travel or any delays that are going to be there, because you're discount traveling. So be prepared, right? Yeah. So make use of that, and don't let that be a negative. As a matter of fact, use that to bring as much light to the situation. Think about that. If you're sitting there with 200 people that were expecting to get on a plane, and they suddenly say the plane's delayed an hour and a half, you got 200 opportunities to make people smile. Okay. And they have no reason to smile right now. They're sitting there pissed off, dirty, wanting to go home, like they're going to miss a connecting flight. They are angry. And suddenly you get to be the guy that just shows up and says, I know you think I'm a complete idiot for having a great attitude, but did you ever think about, and you drop some nugget on them that they just go, yeah, you put it in that perspective, that does make life a little easier to deal with, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't have cancer. Yeah, I still have both of my parents. Like you can bring things to people's attention, and they just go, oh, wow, you're right. So
that's why it's important to show gratitude at the airport. I mean, I'm going to be there on Thursday out here.
So that's And right now at the TSA, if I could have walked through that airport both directions and handed a $100 bill to every one of those people, if I was wealthy, there would be signs like me walking through the airport, handing a $100 bill to every TSA agent saying, here, I'm buying your groceries this week.
Right.
Like I'm so sorry you're getting screwed right now, but thank you for coming to work today. Like here.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Holy mackerel.
I say that to everyone I meet. Thank you for being here. Like I had
without a doubt.
Cruise ship tour last week. And every single employee, even when I was doing, I don't know if you guys seen, but I did a video of the hallway and a couple of different cabins. And every single employee that I seen, whether it be someone cleaning the room or the bartender or whoever, I would say, thank you for being here. And they were so grateful, because the average person does not do that. So it's good to start changing the trajectory of how you treat people.
It doesn't.
Even we had a trip where we came back from Mississippi, and our flight was delayed. So when we got into Denver, our next flight was canceled, or actually took off. And the TSA agent that we finally found to help us get rebooked on a flight the next day, she went out of her way. She did a lot of things. And we thanked her that night because, again, we couldn't find anybody else to help us. She took the extra time. But then I wrote a letter into the management team and highlighted her as being the only one that took the time to demonstrate the kindness necessary to solve our problem. So don't be afraid to do that either.
Because some of them are kind. I had a flight last year that the guy was not kind, and I kind of called him on his stuff, and I said, you know what, tomorrow's not promised. You need to treat people better. And I think he kind of rethought of what he was saying to me. But yeah, I mean it just is how it is. But with what's going on over the last couple of weeks, guys, if anybody is flying this week and next week, just be kind to others, even if see it's a little bit of a wait. Compliment somebody on their shoes. Matter of fact, a few months ago when I was in Las Vegas, it was really crazy. So I see this couple with a suitcase that had all these elephants, and believe it or not, it was National Elephant Appreciation Day that very day. I'm like, what are the odds that I'm going to be in the airport walking through and these people have elephants on their
Right.
suitcases? So yeah, just the world works its way like it's supposed to. So
Very much so.
yeah.
And I do have one more shout out.
Yes.
And this one is actually to Robin's son. And I really want you to let him know that we appreciate his belief in America and his dedication and his honor and integrity. Thank you.
I'll pass that on for sure,
Thank you very
sir.
much.
And thank you for being such a wonderful role model to him.
Yes.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thanks, Joe.
All right. So we are out and we'll see you here on the next show, guys. If you want to hang tight when the show's over, we could chat for a few minutes.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, guys. Joe, Cindy, Robin, and we're out. Make sure to celebrate every day. Show gratitude, National Gratitude Month, and Aviation History Month. Go ahead and celebrate aviation.
Simplify, devil dogs.
Woo, devil dogs.
Ah.